Arnold Morales of the Urban Bandits is signing my record. A punk rock legend here from the Philippines. Hell yeah.
I named this album actually. We're not here, but we're here. I named the album myself.
Nice. Yeah, I had those two sharing the sleeve because. Yeah, those are a little hard to get. That's weird. And then this little guy here. Put3ska. So I had a question for you. Well, a few questions anyway. So you know the Philippine flag, how it's blue, white, and red. I've read on forums that when the flag is red up at top, it's a declaration of war. Is that it? Does your album have that as a hidden meaning to it?
It's sort of, but it's not the first intention why we did this. It's the typical banner during every occasions that people place it like this way.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be, but
you know the ribbon, Kentucky Derby and everything. They put it this way. They put the blue one here and the red part downwards.
Yeah, it's a.
So like you said, it's a sort of
means like a.
Rebellion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because I know the Philippine flag obviously red, blue, white, and red, and then I read that red on top means aggression, so it's like kind of a hidden meaning there for people that don't know this country that well. But yeah, man. Another question for you. So Marcos was tossed out of here in '86, right? The EDSA Revolution.
Yeah.
What was it like to have a punk rock band during a time of martial law? Were you ever in fear for your life with the lyrics?
Actually, the people really got scared during those days, and they don't hang around outside. What punks do, we go to the streets, and every time we see a light coming, like a car, we straight head back to our place. This album was recorded on the same date, the Independence Day. It's June 12.
Oh wow.
1984.
Damn.
This was Independence Day. It was recorded on that date. It's a holiday then.
Wow. Yeah. I'm also. What about this album? When did this one come out?
I can't remember, but maybe later. I named the album The Fatal Response, and so much more of the titles of the albums for Twisted Red Cross. I even designed the logo for the Twisted Red Cross. It's one.
Yeah, I saw that there.
Twisted Cross. I made a design for this, and it was adopted by the company.
Lovely. Wow. I'm friends with June Ortega from Giant Idiots, and I asked him the same question, and he told me that his band kind of started almost towards the end of martial law, so he told me that he knew a lot of punks who got killed during it, but he's like, he told me that for him it wasn't as bad because his band started later on, but that's a big reason I wanted to get a hold of Tommy Tanchenko, is because he was in 83, 84, right?
And his father was the food minister during those times.
I mean, he was in the government?
His father was the food minister of the dictator.
Oh my God.
National Food Administration, NFA.
That's like a big punch in the face right there.
And he produced most of the underground albums.
Did his father know about it?
Yeah.
Did Marcos?
Yeah. We kind of had a badge during those days when we say that we're from the Tenchancos. Then let's go. Let's go then.
That's crazy as shit. Wow. So obviously that City Hall, right? That's where Manila's Finest was recorded, or the album cover.
Just the cover.
Where exactly was it shot at the cover.
No, it was superimposed. It was placed on there. They had already the picture of the city hall, and they placed the picture. What do you call this? Superimposed?
India, sign that one too there. That's an original.
Is this one original?
Yep. I got it.
The first generation copy? Where did you get this?
Have you heard of Mutilated Noise Records?
Yeah.
My friend Noel Pungxia, he sold that to me. Yeah, according to Noel, that has never been reproduced. See, like that on the bottom there. 1995.
Let me check the seal.
1995 by Arnold.
Yeah, it's original.
Yeah, I just got that about a month ago, and I had spent. I'm honestly honored to own this.
Thank you.
He did tell me that due to the dirt right there, that he told me that I might have to kind of shake it a bit because as you can see, it's kind of dirty, but still though.
But sealed when it got this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, perfectly sealed.
Oh, he's going to get our break, honey. I am one lucky son of a bitch right now. I'm serious. So is Put3ska planning on any new albums?
Yeah, we are planning to release it exactly on the same date if we could. Yeah.
So you've been working on a new album with them?
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We are in the early stage of pulling ourselves together. We already had 3 practices now.
It's awesome as fuck. I'm stoked. Yeah, you got a pledged promise fire. Look at this. Wow, that's beautiful. So you started out with college, right?
Oh yes, my first band.
How did what were your main influences when getting into punk rock? Like what started you?
Yeah, mainly the Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols?
Yeah, then I still have my friend from Phil American from the north, from Pampanga, and he brought in this Sex Pistols album.
Oh, nice.
I used to be a fan of when I was young, the classic rock bands.
Like Led Zeppelin and Kiss and all them?
Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that's honestly what started it all.
Mostly Led Zeppelin.
Not entirely, but I kind of compared Led Zeppelin to Asin in a way, because Led Zeppelin's like the gods of punk, or not punk. Led Zeppelin's like the gods of rock and roll in the West, and everybody tells me.
I mean, they were blues band.
Huh?
They were a blues band.
Blues?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, blues.
Loud.
Blues rock.
Blues rock.
Like the Rolling Stones, but I've kind of compared their status in the West to Asin here, because everybody. I can't understand everything Asin says, obviously.
Right.
But I mean, I love Asin. I fall asleep to the records. It's just really peaceful, and I reviewed. I'm gonna butcher this, but Ang Awitin ng Pilipinas, their '84 record. I reviewed it, and I pretty much said.
Look how many records did you review already?
As of right now, I've reviewed Asin's '84 record, which I have to re-record it because I got a lot of facts incorrect. Unfortunately, I don't know Tagalog, and that record in particular, they speak in like 15 different tribal languages. So
I never knew that.
yeah, they apparently speak in multiple different languages on there. So I have to re-record it because I got a lot of stuff wrong. I've filmed a review of Dead End's Second Coming. It's not online yet, but I've also filmed a review of this, IOV.
IOV.
Yep.
I think they're having a reunion.
I am leaving this country at the wrong time.
It may be the right time because it's gonna be very hot. I'm gonna stay here 4 months.
I've been here for 9 months, but if I would have known Put3ska.
9 months already?
Yeah, I've been here since May 31st, 2018. I only booked. My friend booked me home in October on February 28th, so if I would have known Put3ska was having a reunion, I would have been like, I'll stay here for a fucking year. I gotta see Put3ska. But the original Manila Girl was by College, right?
Right.
Can you describe to me what it sounded like in comparison to Urban Bandits' version?
Comparison, because we don't know how to handle guitars and drums and everything. We didn't know how to tweak on the amplifiers. We recorded just that raw.
So-
Sounds like worse than the Ramones.
So this is gonna be like a really raw, stripped down version of it, pretty much.
Yeah, no pedals, no gadgets, or everything.
Oh my god! If you ever find that, I want to hear this. I need to hear this.
That's just attitudes.
Good God! But what other songs from College are there that you remember?
Lazy Monday. I wrote 4 songs for the band.
4 songs?
We recorded it and we lost it along the way. On the pause.
And you probably lost it in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So there's like no way you're gonna find it in 2019.
Mostly around 2 years after the recording, we lost it already. Because we were into the drugs then.
Yeah, I guess.
Too much in the drugs.
Yeah. But what about music front?
Music friend. After the Urban Bandits,
Oh, that's after the Urban Bandits?
yeah, because most of the members are hooked into too much into drugs also.
Yeah, I get you.
And the bassist went to the States.
Oh,
He's still right now, right there. He's still right there. He never did come back here even for once. And the music front experimented on. And let me say this first, that because I cannot identify myself with the existing the bands that came next after that generation. I can relate because they got crossed over into something like, I don't call it during those times rock. I think it should be, what's this?
so they did something a little different then?
Yeah, it's very different. It's because maybe most of the artists didn't know how to handle instruments. Also, most of the materials that they had were awful.
Would you call it experimental or something?
They did experimental also. They did.
I know Giant Idiots, they're fascinating World of Garbage is hardcore, and then I've heard Technology Eats the World, their second album is all over the place. I mean, I haven't heard it yet, but yeah, there's a lot of punk bands who actually did that. Bad Religion in the US, How Can Hell Be Any Worse, 81, and then they did Into the Unknown, which almost ruined their band. Yeah, I mean, it was a psychedelic funk record coming from a hardcore punk band. A lot of bands took that turn, and some of them succeeded, and some of them went kaput.
Oh, yeah. What we did was we experimented with the British pop.
Oh, British pop?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, you went College, Urban Bandits, Music Front, and then Put3ska?
No, yeah, Put3ska. And after Put3ska, I had the Tsunami.
Oh, shit, really?
Then we renamed the band because of what happened in Japan, the tsunami. Like that, so
yeah, I get you there. Is there any material by Tsunami?
Yeah, original materials.
Great, now I have more stuff to look for.
Yeah. And then after that, after Tsunami, I came up with a Andy Warhol. The name of the band is Andy Warhol.
Man, you're just going from A to B to C to D, aren't you?
Andy Warhol.
There's a lot of records that I gotta find now.
Even the music front wasn't released.
Well, yeah,
Years, it's still now.
so when you send me that, I'm gonna be the only person to have that. I feel special. I feel special as fuck. Yeah, like, man, that's just incredible. You are pretty much the Joey Ramone of the Philippines, to be honest.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, I hope one day that I get to meet Tommy and like my. Have you heard of a band called Pagan Fire?
The name of the band, yeah.
Well, actually, after we're done talking to you, and about 7 o'clock, 7:30, we're gonna go to Quezon City, and I'm gonna meet Nanoy of Pagan Fire and have another interview with him. And to quote him exactly, You know Dead Ends?
Yeah. Alde Malanta, my compadre.
I've been trying to get a hold of them, and my friend told me that he's really hard to work with, and I probably have no shot, but...
He's got this big attitude.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
But so far, you, Nanoi, June Ortega, and there's a few other veteran punks, but I can't get a hold of Dead Ends, I can't get a hold of Third World Chaos. I'm kind of annoyed too, because I really want to talk to Third World Chaos, because weren't they the first punk band here?
They were the first band who had this album. I mean,
Nuva Prayer.
Yeah, in vinyl.
Yeah, I have so many questions for Tommy, and after you told me, he's like, what, you said the chief of the biggest label in the country or something like that?
Not really the biggest, but the most popular.
So in other words, that's going to be an uphill battle? To get a hold of him?
But he's a very kind good guy. He's a kind guy.
Oh, he's a good guy?
You can easily talk to him.
Alright, maybe I'll just mention your name and he might be like, oh, so you're in the scene, huh? I'll try that.
Yeah.
Like, do you know the easiest way to get a hold of him?
I'm sorry?
Do you know the easiest way to contact Tommy? Other than Facebook? Or is that probably it?
This guy is elusive.
Huh?
Elusive. Elusive is hard to get, Tommy. But one thing, the reunion concert of the Urban Bandits,
he was there?
he was there with his family and they played as a family.
Oh, man.
They played as a family.
Yeah,
They supported us. Actually, they were the first band who played then.
Man, yeah, I saw that you guys did some reunion shows in 2017. All of your reunion shows have been when I haven't been here.
You should also talk to Parsallan.
Who?
Parsallan.
Alrighty.
This guy is a DJ. He was hired by Fred Perry last October to co-host Terry Hall in Makati.
Terry Hall?
This guy is a music enthusiast.
I'll note that. Another thing. So, what are your in Manila, Quezon, Makati? What are the best record stores to go to get the punk rock stuff, other than Middle Finger, obviously? As I've been trying to locate some more.
You mean this a stall where you can get the albums?
Yeah. Well, other than Middle Finger, where else can I go to get punk? Or is that it?
You don't get albums or much materials other than
Damn.
Middle Finger shop in the Calabar.
That is crazy as shit. So there's there is Mutilated Noise, but that's private though. But that's fucking crazy.
Speaking of shops, it's only the Middle Finger.
Wow.
Where you can get to.
Do you mean just in the country or here?
Whole country.
That is hardcore. God damn. Yeah, in the U.S., just big cities got record stores.
Some stores sell.
Sabao Expo's got Vinyled Up, which they have American punk, but it's. I went there earlier this year. That's where I got the Asini record, and I asked them, "Do you have any punk rock?" Like, I got the Ramones. I'm like, "No, I mean like Urban Bandits, IOV." They're like, "Who's that?"
But they don't have it in the store. They're going to get it from home. It's like a collection to them, and they're going to sell this for Faluthin High.
No, when I went to Vinyl Dump and Sabao Expo and Gold Digger, I asked them like, this is before I even knew anyone here, but I knew Urban Bandits was the first punk rock band from here I found, because I found Manila Girl. If you type in Philippine punk rock on Google, your band is the first band to come up.
Oh, it's nice.
So I just went there and like, do you have any Urban Bandits? And he's like, who's that? Like, they're a Philippine punk rock band. He's like, I have the Ramones. Like, but I want Urban Bandits though. He's like, I've never heard of them. Sorry.
Which store you got into them?
That was Gold Digger.
Gold Digger.
Yeah, they're in Sabao Expo. And then I went across the street, which my wife was with me, and I asked them, I'm like, do you have any Urban Bandits or Dead Ends? She's like, who's that? It's like, they're an 80s Philippine punk band. She's like, we have Dead Kennedys. I'm like, no.
Actually, they don't have those albums in their shops. They're going to get it from their home so they can sell it.
Well, according to them, they didn't even know you guys. It's like,
yeah.
And that guy told me he's been in business since the 60s, and I'm like, you've been in business since the 60s?
You don't have your records?
He's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? and they had a punk section, but it was just U.S. bands. And I'm like, ah, come on, you gotta support your scene.
There is also one. There's one also in Cartimar who sells records, rock records, not particularly punk rock. It's only the middle finger sells collections.
Is that store that's like right down the hall from them?
If you're coming from the side, from the left side,
I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, I haven't seen a sign, but they got a bunch of cassette tapes and they got records.
Fronting the stall.
Yeah, it's pretty much when you go in there, you just take a left instead of going forward.
But there's one also at the back.
Oh shit! Really?
It's much bigger than
When I return here at the end, I'm gonna come back here in about 6 months to pick her up. I'm gonna try to bring a few $1,000s with me. I'm gonna save up, and I'm going to, well, not clear out middle finger, but I'm going to get as much shit as I can. Like, they have a Twisted Red Cross shirt, and I really want it, but I don't have the money for it right now.
Hey Brad, we're going to Canada.
No,
May.
Canada.
Canada.
You're going to Canada?
Put3ska. It's going to Canada.
When?
May.
Fuck, I might be able to go. I might be able to.
Where do you live in the States?
I leave the Philippines on the 28th, so Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
So if Put3ska's in Canada in May, I think I might be able to hit that up. I might be able to.
4 hour.
Yeah. Like,
No, 8 hours.
yeah, just a few hours away. Like I think I can
Where do
do
you stay in
that.
the States?
Huh?
Where you came from?
Kansas. Like I'm right in the middle.
You're in Canada?
No, Kansas. Kansas. Like
Kansas.
you know Chicago?
Yeah.
I'm close. I'm about 6 hours from Chicago.
That's 6 hours.
I'm just like Chicago's like right here. I'm like right there.
This Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas City?
Like for instance, this is California. This is New York. I'm like right in the middle.
Whoa.
I'm in the middle of the country. So yeah, I think I can do that. Hell yeah. But just think so you still play today, right? Or do you play today?
Not seriously, because we're preparing for the grand reunion.
Yeah.
I'm going to jam with the old punks from Santa Mesa where I grew up on March 9th.
March 9th? Man, I regret my plane ticket so much right now. I'm literally missing everything. It's like right. Yeah, I was pissed because Drew, an idiot, told me that on March 1st, his band's playing. GI and Idiots, somewhere in Makati. But he told me they're playing. I'm like, are you fucking serious? March 1st?
I got Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, they're playing the day after I leave, and I just.
You're gonna leave on
I leave on.
Thursday?
Yeah, I leave Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, I leave Thursday. Unfortunately, you have no idea how much regret is in me right now. I'm just like, oh. I mean, I'm honored to be able to actually meet you in person. You're a legend to me. I see you got a Descendants shirt on. Descendants?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. They are a band I haven't got to see yet. I'll see them eventually. Every time the Descendants play near me, they always book a full house. Like, I'm usually the last person to hear about it. Well, yeah, like, NoFX, Descendants, Misfits. Whenever a big band plays near me, the venues where I live are small, like this coffee shop level small, and so if you're not the first person to hear about it, you're not going, because yeah, you have to book your tickets immediately because it'll just get packed. So I've missed them. I saw NoFX in 2016 and in 2013. You know NoFX, right?
Yeah, NoFX, yeah.
I saw them twice. I've seen Bad Religion once. Today in the U.S., I mean, a lot of the old bands, they're still cool, but a lot of these newer punk bands from the 2000s, they're so, they're Green Day. They're stadium rockers. And, like, for instance, the one thing I love about here is I'm talking to a veteran punk rocker from the 80s here. That doesn't happen in the U.S. because they're kind of on a higher pedestal and they got security and this and that, and
they have insecurity? Yeah,
a lot of them do. Like NoFX, Fat Mike and them, you can't really talk to them because they're up here. You have to go through the secretary. And I'm friends with you, I'm friends with June Idiot, I'm friends with all these punks, who, you know, from the original scene. That's what I love about the Philippines punk scene. Is it's still got that, you know, you still care about your fans, and that's what matters. And you also signed my records. That's awesome.
Let me tell you something. I have this Malaysian friend. He's a writer. He was commissioned by an institution to write a book about Asian rock scene.
Yeah.
And he interviewed me on a pirated radio aired here in the Philippines. And then after the interview, I asked him, which country, Japan or the Philippines, had the first light of the rock? He said, during the 60s and the 50s, the Filipinos were the first who had the first rock bands. They even exported Filipino rock bands into Japan and Okinawa and something like that, even to the Asian countries in Singapore. But when it comes to punk rock, it seems like the Japanese had the number one.
Well, yeah, Japan. The thing with Japan is, and how China's got a big issue with censorship. So Japan was kind of the first in Asia to go hardcore. Like, you know, third world chaos, how they're kind of slowish. I'd honestly consider what year what year was college founded, or urban band? Okay, was college hardcore punk, or was college, what was their sound?
I would say that college more raw and unlearned and pure attitude than.
Well, I'll say this much. In 1977-78 in Japan, there was grindcore, which grindcore didn't hit the scene in the U.S. till the mid-80s.
They can pronounce the words.
Like Jism, Gauze, Nuclear Apox, a lot of them bands, they were doing that, and then America's like, what the fuck are you doing over there? So
the Malaysian writer said also that it is because Japan had the first fanzines.
Oh, they did?
What the difference is that the Filipinos are street punks. The Japanese they came from the States after the school year and
I get you.
form a band and they play in the schools. They're not really in the streets.
Yeah, and no offense to my friends at Pizza of Death Records. Pizza of Death is a record label in Osaka. That is the one thing I will say about Japan's punk scene. It's very Japan doesn't really have much to be pissed off about. They really don't.
And they don't care also.
I love Japan, so if you are Japanese and watching this, don't kill me. Japan they just wanted to rock and roll. Like, you guys had something to be pissed about. I mean, Marcos and the corruption here. Yeah, there's problems in Japan, but they kind of just took it and went with it.
Yeah, the difference also that we got into trouble with the older rockers during those times.
You did?
They're so pissed with the punks because of how we behave and character and personality. I mean, almost in our barangay, we did lots of troubles. Like, I got jailed 3 times.
Bloody times?
We smashed the gasoline station. We're carrying gas during martial arts. We're carrying guns during martial arts.
Good. You hear this, Lovey? This guy was carrying guns.
We're paying Jimmy drivers comps.
Man, that's the highlight of this right there. This dude was carrying guns during martial law.
Yeah, concealed guns. You see, Brad, we got into trouble with most of the punk, with also the old rockers.
Yeah.
In our town.
That's awesome.
Because Manila is full of rock music during those times. We even exported bands to other countries. Rock bands. We have in Santa Mesa, we have this rock strip called Ramon Magsaysay Boulevard, where the old girly bars play rock. Had these rock bands, just like in Olongapo and in Subic and in Pampanga. So the difference is that the punk scene here were just in the streets.
Just very brutal, just core.
Yeah. and most of the punks didn't know how to handle guitars. And
Yeah, I mean that's like in the U.S.
it's like you're having a broom and acting stupid.
Just put some strings on that bitch and start strumming pretty much. Damn, so I'm getting to 35 minutes here, so I'll ask you a couple of last questions so I can end this thing because it's getting.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more space I have left, but what were the first, I guess, wave? Compare the first wave of punk in this country to what's now. Like I don't know any new age punk band. Okay, Dead Brains, I know them, but like, what is punk rock in the 80s versus today here in the Philippines? Like, how's the scene different?
Most of the early punks came from the States in the UK. They brought in the albums.
Yeah,
It's only one station who played punk rock. Punk rock here, say the DCRJ AM. Right in our place, it's a walking distance from my house.
I was gonna ask, on that note, do you think it's possible that somewhere in the depths of the internet there's maybe some recordings of that radio station?
With the character of the punks.
No, like,
I think so. I even don't have any copies of my material.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I know like, in the U.S. there's some radio stations have archives from back in the 70s and 80s. I was wondering, do you think somebody somewhere may have uploaded the radio station archives to the internet or something? Like, there's gotta be something out there of that old stuff. I mean, they can't really be lost to time.
I was talking to my friend about this thing. He said the same. I said he replied to the same question, and he said that because of the drug situation during those days, no one cared to
Oh, I get you.
put eternity on those materials.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that would make a difference.
During the late 70s, there were punks who dressed not like punks, but I mean the early punks in the Philippines were just normal people who played the Sex Pistols and the Damned and everything. Mostly British groups, British ones, especially their ones. We visited their place and they don't look different from the regular people, except when the 80s came in and people, the kids started dressing up, having the gears.
So, I guess I'm almost 40 minutes here. I'll ask you a last question. Twisted Red Cross. How did you get signed on to? Can you tell me about Twisted Red Cross a little bit?
Yeah, this Tommy Techanko, the son of the food minister during the Marcos days in the martial law era, decided to put up a Manila local production of punk records and even shows. He even used his father's office and grounds for the early punk concerts. This is very, very secretive during this time.
Yeah, that is a straight middle finger. I'm just saying. Yeah, that is a straight middle finger to the establishment. I mean, I've told my buddies back home that I've learned this stuff, and you know, yeah, I know some punk rockers whose dad's the mayor, but that's a total different story than, you know, knows the dictator who can kill you.
They even wrote a song about Marcos. This one is Machine to Mark. The real title was Machine to Marcos.
What's that mean?
We cannot put that in the print, so we made it Machine to Mark. M-A-R-K. What's Machine to Marcos? Funny thing, during his campaign, some of his campaign audio materials from his peers, his camp, Marcos people are playing that certain music for their campaign. They don't know anything about the song. It's like the sound of the Machine to Mark.
That is some crazy shit. God. Wow. I mean, you guys were so pretty much at any time things could have went extremely sour, right? Like you could have just been.
You easily die during this time.
God.
Right.
And U.S. punks think they got it bad. Like I mean, I've seen DOA and MDC, you know, get beat up by the police, but this is under the thumb of a dictator.
Yeah.
I'm just mind blown by this.
Marcos, because we're near Malacanang, we're around less than 2 kilometers away. So the whole area is saturated. Saturated, and then light. We even impose lights off to some barangays. And the punks hang around and drinking gin, and yeah, that's the cheapest.
I drink a bit of Genebra S. Miguel sometimes.
We even lay flat on the streets, main thoroughfare, because no cars to everything. When they see a light from afar, oh, that's a mobile. It's a full mobile. One more thing.
Yes.
When we were, that's the time when I formed the college. All of my friends have in mind that we're not going to get 30 years old and we're all gonna be killed. That's in our mind. We all die by the before we reach 30 years old. We had those things that thing in my mind during those days. We know that we will die young.
That is just an insane level of fear right there. I mean, if I was living in this country back then, God, I would have been scared to be a punk. I mean, you had to have lived in fear at least. Or, what, did you live in fear, or was it just live fast, die young practically? I mean, what was your mindset back then? I mean, knowing this can happen.
Exact mindset of the punks in Manila was we're gonna die young, so enjoy your life.
So live fast, die young.
Yeah. Remember, there was this big drugs flow in Manila.
Yeah.
Cheap drugs. Like codeine and cup syrups and marijuana and everything.
I don't know if you want to talk about that in here, but just I guess a final question, because I'm about to end this because this is getting 41 minutes now. Is the Philippines, according to the Dead Ends, a damned nation, or are you guys doing pretty good now?
Absolutely, it's a damned nation, and we're not hoping. We're hoping just for the sake of hoping that everything gets better.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But now.
I'll end up with this one, I promise. Today is February something 2019. How different is today than when you started your punk rock bands? How different is things?
The band scene. One thing they don't have.
I meant the band scene, the political climate. How is Manila, Philippines in 2019 versus 1986?
The band scene. The band scene is. I think they cannot relate with completely what I am saying, because the elements are not here. We don't have the strict martial law rules.
Oh yeah.
But what's going on with the government and the people nowadays? Everything is manicured. It seems like, wow, we clean this area. We got rid of these drug addicts. But it's all manicured. It's still there.
They clean the area.
It's still there. It looks beautiful on media, but no.
You're telling me they say they've cleaned this place up?
Well, let us wait and see a typhoon wash away the garbage from the outskirts, and then Manila Bay will be full of.
I was about to say, we live in Tanza Cavite. There's trash all over the fucking place. They pour it in the rivers. They pour it in the. I mean, I don't want to piss anyone off, but I'm just saying, if they're cleaning the place up, they are.
And the best thing is you just live your life and don't step on another man's foot.
She has told me over and over again to not criticize anything here because,
I might get into trouble.
Her dad has told me numerous, because he knows I'm politically charged, and he told me under no circumstance never criticize Duterte or anything. Until I get home. Obviously.
How Filipino mind works.
Yeah, he told me if you're a local you can, but he told me that since I'm a tourist, he's like, just shut your mouth, don't say nothing.
It's like you're saying nigger to a black.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for that. Now, is there any last things you want to say before we can this?
Enjoy life.
Huh?
Just enjoy life.
I'm gonna get me in the camera too for a second.
Yeah. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.